I had my breakdown, it took me completely by surprise at the time. I was at work and I had a panic attack, and I'd never had one before. Within an hour, I had another panic attack and I was taken to my doctor's. I got home that day, and that was the last time I left my home for a while. I was stuck at home for a number of weeks. I couldn't get near my front door. And I one day decided to bake a cake, and I decorated that cake, and in the evening I realised I hadn't had a panic attack that day. It was the first day in weeks that had happened. So the next day I baked again, and then the next day again. And I suddenly realised that this was really helping my anxiety. When I realised how baking had helped my anxiety, I decided to have a look and see if anyone else had stumbled upon this. And then I discovered the Depressed Cake Shop, and I realised that what they were doing was exactly what I wanted to be a part of. The one absolute cert is they have to be grey. I think initially there are preconceptions about cakes. They should all be very pretty, pastel colours, and the idea of a grey, any type of grey food is challenging. And I think that's where it really works with mental health, because it gets people to think. It does make people slightly uncomfortable to start with, but then they realise that actually it's nothing to be scared of, and challenging their own preconceived ideas is a good thing. There have been pop-up events held across the world, so from England to Australia, from the United States to India, and it's all about people holding an event where there is a safe place for people to talk about mental health. Filling that icing bag and having the repetitive motion of swirling the icing is incredibly therapeutic. I think a lot of people enjoy baking and find it therapeutic because it takes them back to a childhood. I think it's memories of butterfly cakes, licking the spoon, that sort of activity. There's something very innocent about baking. It's also very domesticated, so you can do it at home. You don't have to be out in front of other people. I think you also create something, so you have something tangible at the end of baking that you have created, and it's also something that people like to share, so you're bringing joy to other people and you're creating something that you know other people are going to like. I like to do some macarons, so we make those with little eyes as well, so they look like, again, little monsters. You call them little anxiety monsters. Sometimes I'll do them with a splat, so it'll be fondant in a splat shape, and that's just to show how, for want of a better phrase, meh you can feel when depression is taking over. I like to have a little fondant disc that will have a message on it, so it might be, you matter, it might be, it's a disorder, not a decision. Things that can make people actually stop and think and are giving a message. Baking has been a lifesaver for me, more so than anything else, because I can do it at home, so it doesn't matter. If I can't get past my front door, that doesn't matter, I can still do it.